Hey guys, so Race Blasik back again. So this is part 2 of my School of Rock movie review, because there's some things I forgot. Looking at my notes. So I talked about in the first part how you need to suspend your disbelief. But it still bothers me watching that movie. Why does the bus driver listen to the kids when when Dewey's found out, Jack Black's character is found out that he's not really a substitute teacher? The next day comes around and the kids decide, let's go get that guy, who we thought was this guy we thought was the substitute. Let's go get him and play the concert. Well, why would the bus driver listen to the kids? Because it shows the scene where the bus driver asks the smart one, I forget her name, Summer. The bus driver asks Summer, where's Mr. Schneebly? And then she says, he didn't tell you we're gonna pick him up at his house. I was like, wait, why would the bus driver listen to a bunch of kids? He would get in trouble. Also, okay. Oh, right. So I had to look at my notes real quick. So another thing that bothers me in movies, if it's done right, it's great. But if it's not done, it's annoying. And in a lot of movies, they have the father doesn't understand his son, and later at the end of the movie realizes the mistake he made and realizes, oh, my son actually likes XYZ or whatever hobby. I should be on my son's side and support him. Well, they do. This is a second plot. It's not even the main plot, it's just secondary. But Zach's character in the movie, where his dad doesn't want him playing rock music, and then at the end of the film, it shows, oh my goodness, it shows this look on the actor's face like, oh my goodness, my kid is actually good at, guitar, electric guitar. Oh my goodness, he's so talented. Like, no. Even when Jack Black was with the parents for parent-teacher night, and he's telling, oh, Zach, he's the next Hendrix. It's like, first of all, as a parent, I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would not want my child to be the next Hendrix. Because Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix probably did a lot of drugs. He probably slept around a lot on the road, traveling from concerts. He slept around, did drugs. I don't want that for my child. If I did have kids, it's just a bad message for the movie. And it also takes away from uniqueness. Everyone's unique. So you can't have another Jimi Hendrix. Someone similar. It's just annoying because I didn't like father realizes son has a talent and oh my goodness, I'm wrong. I should support my son. No. Especially with rock music, because you might not make it. Hollywood promoting these, be a famous actor or movie star or something, or musician, or it's like, look, that's great and all as a hobby, but if you can't make money off of it, don't do it. That's my advice to parents right now, or just anyone. If you have a hobby, go for it. But if it's not making you money, leave it as a hobby until it makes you money. Because the message is bad here. I would rather, as a parent, I'd rather especially in this movie, it's a private school. They're paying a whole bunch, like $1,500 a year or whatever it was, or not 1,500, 15,000. It's a big amount. I think it's 15,000 a year or something. But regardless, they're at a private school paying all this money. The parents want their kid to become doctors or lawyers, right? Something that will help society, which, and this is a side note, Dead Poets Society does this really well, where Robin Williams' character talks about, you know, how art and poetry is good for the world, but, you know, and how, you know, doctors, lawyers, you know, these are important to sustain life, you know, engineers, important to sustain life, you know, keep this world going. But, you know, music, art, poetry, acting, the arts, that's good too for its own thing. But in the School of Rock movie, it just bothers me that it has the father character. Oh my goodness, he makes a look when he sees his son playing the electric guitar at the concert. Oh my goodness, it's my mistake. I should support my kid more. Like, no. You were right the first time. Focus more on education. Your son, because if I had a kid, I would say you can do your hobby, but if your hobby's not making you money, be a doctor, a lawyer, be an engineer, something that makes you money, right? Even a plumber, be an electrician. I can't say it, but now I got it. An electrician, right? Be something that makes money, helps make the world go round, and on the side, do poetry, acting, whatever. Dead Poets Society does it good, because the father wants his son. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you watch it. But yeah, so you have the father in Dead Poets Society want his son to be, you know, a lawyer, a doctor. So he takes him to this boarding school only for boys, and then he's, you know, oh, spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen it, but I suggest you see it because it's very similar messaging. The father wants his son to, you know, be a doctor, lawyer, make money, you know, have a good, successful life, but the son wants to do the arts. It's like, well, that's fine, but in that movie, the father doesn't compromise. I would suggest the father compromises and say, hey, do your hobby on the side, but I'm paying for your education to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, electrician, something that makes money. And as I said before, once you're if you can make money, you know, with your hobby, you can quit your lawyer job or whatever and become whatever you want to be, right? As long as you're making that money, because money's important to survive. You don't want to be struggling on the streets. Anyway, and in a sense, a lawyer is like an actor. If you're a lawyer, like if you want to be an actor, but your parents tell you, no, we want you to be a lawyer, you could turn it to your advantage. Because as a lawyer, you're presenting information to a jury, right? Judge and jury, and you can put on a show, you can act. It's performative art, right? As long as you're telling the truth and not lying, you're showing evidence in a very, you know, charismatic way, it'll work. Anyway, I know I'm all over the place. That's usually how my mind works. But point of this recording was just about School of Rock and how the father, you know, at the end gives this look like, oh my goodness, I should have listened to my son. He's so good at electric guitar. Like, no, bad messaging. You should, like I said, show it in a better way. Become a lawyer, doctor, engineer, right? Electrician, plumber, something, a dentist, you know, any kind of doctor. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a general practicing doctor. You could be a surgeon for heart, any kind of body part, right? You could be a knee surgeon, right? Heart doctor, brain doctor, whatever. You could be a psychiatrist, something. But anyway, point is, you know, do the thing that helps the world go round, and then do your hobby on the side. Your hobby makes you money, then great, quit and go for that. I'm a prime example. I have a day job, but I do YouTube on the side just for fun. You know, if my channel does grow and if this can be my job, great. But if not, I'm okay with it. I'm just doing this for fun. Because like to share my ideas. As you can see, I'm lonely. I got no one. I have no one to talk to. Might as well talk to you guys, the internet. So yeah, oh, on my notes with School of Rock, during the concert scene, Zach was wearing a hat that is, I think, trying to reference Slash. He's another rocker. So I think that's who he's referencing. I know he's referencing a rocker. If it is Slash, I can look it up real quick actually. Sure. Yeah, he was impersonating Slash because he had that hat on. Lead guitarist for what band again? Oh, Guns N' Roses. Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like this video if you thought it was interesting. Comment down below what you'd like me to review. And I'll talk to you in the next one.